So how does storytelling work to get kids fluent in another language, no matter the language? So I took a storytelling teaching course for how to teach with immersion through storytelling, maybe about 9 years ago with Blaine Ray. Find him on YouTube, Genius Classes on Language Immersion. So after that course, I started using it in my classes, and it was absolutely incredible to see students of all ages. I had students 4 years old and students 67. From day one, they were understanding what I was saying through comprehensible input, images, and stories. And it all really makes sense because I have always said communication has 3 parts: questions, answers, and then a story. That's a whole conversation. So why would we not put those 3 components in a class for learning to speak a new language? Tell a story, ask questions about the story, and then turn those questions around to personal questions so learners get comfortable talking about themselves, which is what we mostly talk about in a conversation anyway, when we're trying to make meaningful relationships with others. And stories are so logical. We've been telling stories to our children since the beginning of time. They're entertaining, so they keep your attention. You want to know what happens next, and they help us with context. So that is why we have always taught through stories. And now we're writing our own with 7 levels all the way up to the B1 level, and we're still growing. So stories keep the learner interested. They're memorable, so they stay more in long-term memory as opposed to vocabulary lists or just one-word learning, actual phrases and stories. So learners can use context, and then they're really exciting with the illustrations. So again, stories just make sense. They've worked forever, so let's keep using them. And it's so easy to have a conversation about the stories afterwards and then talk about our personal experience about the story. Endless possibilities and lots of quality time with the language, applying new vocabulary and grammar ideas without ever really mentioning grammar. And if you're not ready to go find a live teacher, try using any book with your child, according to the level that they're at, of course, but make sure it's a story, not just vocab words. So go have fun and get your kids truly fluent in Spanish or whatever language you're doing with stories.